Hey everyone, welcome to Jesus and Jean podcast. I'm your host, Molly Jean. I am so excited that you are joining me today. We are going to dive into John chapter 15 because it's Monday. And I hope you're just having a wonderful start to your week as we are going through the last full week of January. It's just like time is just flying by. There is a study page up if you want it to help you dig a little deeper into the section we're going to do today. And that's on my website, and I'll leave the link here and as well as in the description. If you're watching this on Instagram, it's going to be in my bio. So, today we're going to be reading John 15, 1 through 10, or through 9. So just 9 verses for this Monday start. And so let's go ahead and get started. I am reading from the English Standard Version. So my version might seem a little different than yours if you're reading out of the NIV or New King James. Not sure what other versions there are, but so here we go. It says in verse 1, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me, and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers, and the branches are gathered, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you abide in me, my words abide in you. Ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. So, I want to start by talking about the 3 images that we are seeing in this short little section. So first it says, my Father is the vine dresser. So a vine dresser is just somebody who comes and takes care of the vines and make sure that they get pruned when they need it. So because if you don't prune plants and trees and vines, they go wild and they don't bear much fruit. So they have to be pruned. They have to be taken care of, And so that is the Father's role in this imagery. And then Jesus says that he is the true vine. And then we are the branches. So he is the true vine, and we are the branches that come forth from the vine. And the branches can't exist on their own. When you see branches away from the vine or the tree or the plant, they're on the ground. They are separated from the plant or the tree or the vine. So when he says we can do nothing apart from him, because the branch is no longer alive, when it's been separated from the source of life, when it's broken off from the tree or the vine or the plant, it no longer is living because it is separated from the vine. And so we have to stay with him. And that is what he is saying to us throughout this whole section. So in this little section, he actually says, abide in me 6 times. And for those of you that are like, well, what does abide mean? So if we look in the Strong's Concordance, and it'll tell you the meaning of things in the original language and what it would have meant to the people in this time. And abide means to stay with. And when I read that definition, it reminded me of another story in the Bible found in Ruth. Let me just get there real quick. I'm going the wrong way. So when it says abide in me, and hearing that picture of stays close, doesn't leave, it reminded me of another word, clings. And I know I said that previously, I think in John 10, that when we're Jesus followers, we should cling to the Lord, and then we won't get distracted by things, and we won't go sideways because we are clinging to his side. And I was reminded of a story about a woman who clung to her mother-in-law, Ruth. And I'm just going to read it real quick to you. If you haven't ever read Ruth, it is amazing. I love the book of Ruth. I love the person of Ruth. I think it's just 4 little chapters, but oh my goodness, it's power-packed. So in Ruth 1, verse 14, it says, they lifted up their voices and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, and Ruth clung to her. Now, to give you a little history of what this story is, all 3, Orpah, Ruth, and Naomi, all of their husbands had died. And Orpah and Ruth were the daughter-in-laws of Naomi. And so Naomi and Orpah and Ruth were walking back. Naomi was going to her hometown, and she asked her daughter-in-laws to go back to their hometowns, to their father's house. Well, Orpah did as Naomi asked, but Ruth was like, yeah, no. And she clung to her. And she said, later in verse 16, it says, but Ruth said, do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts me from you. Now, that statement, I feel like that is the best picture that I can show you of what abide means. Do not urge me to leave you. I am not going anywhere. I am going to cling to your side. And where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Where you die, I will die. And I think that's just such a beautiful picture of what it looks like to abide in Jesus. That we are clinging to him, that where he leads us, we will go. Where he is going, we will go. What breaks his heart breaks our hearts. What brings his heart joy brings our hearts joy. And that we are just, clinging to him. And it says, if we abide in Jesus, we will bear much fruit. And I want to touch a little bit on this. So Jesus says, apart from him, we cannot bear fruit, which is true. Because every good deed that we do apart from Jesus doesn't even count. Because we are still under that sin contract. But the pruner, I want to talk about the Father for a moment. The Father is the pruner. He comes and he prunes us back, right? Now, a lot of times when we get pruned in our walk, we think of it as this hard thing, that we have to take off these parts of us. But I want to remind you of something. You were created a specific way, and the Father knows exactly how you were created. Exactly your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, every piece of who you are, He knows. And when He prunes you, He is pruning off the stuff that He did not create you with. The things that are not of Him, He is pruning back. He created you a specific way for a specific purpose, and the things that do not glorify Him, that is what He is taking off. So when we get pruned, when we get tried by fire, when our character gets refined, we need to be thanking the Father that He loves us so much that He is taking off what we don't need. If that is not a place to say hallelujah, I don't know what is. So from this first section, my takeaway is that the Father who loves us prunes us so that the things that do not glorify Him, the things that don't serve us in our life, He is removing so that we can be the most us that we can be. Because the Father created us, and He wants us to be exactly how He created us, not with all this extra stuff. And then when we walk in that, walk in who God created us to be, we will bear much fruit because we are abiding in Jesus. That is your Monday message. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you back here on Wednesday. Bye.